Nation, don't blink, as this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the Brave CF middleweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins and 1 loss. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 83.8 kilograms. Fighting out of Junkyard MMA in South Africa, please welcome Mzwandile Snakebone Hlongwa. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 11 wins and 8 losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 83.7 kilograms. Fighting out of Basic Sports Club in Vienna, Austria. Give it up for Dominic the Dom Schober. Our referee inside the cage is Raven Lightsaber.
Man in the middle, and I am absolutely buzzed for this fight.
So too, Phil, are these fighters. It's on!
Woo! Huge kick to open up from Mzwandile. He's been working diligently on his takedown defense in order to keep the fight where he feels most comfortable. That is on the feet.
Fantastic footwork from Snakebone. Snakebone's now down on the ground. We're going to get a chance to see how much he's had an opportunity to work on his groundwork.
And this is exactly where, if you were a more cerebral fighter like Dom is, it's where you would want to take the fight. You know that it's pretty much 50-50 in the stand-up, but if you take your man down, that's where you have the distinct advantage.
What we're going to get an opportunity to see here is if Snakebone has had the opportunity to work on his stand-ups, and it looks like he has. He's got the underhook. He's got a half guard on one side, wants to get in his elbow and then clear that leg out of there while keeping his head as vertically as possible. If he doesn't, he can get caught in that guillotine, and that can be it.
He does need to be wary of the guillotine, as Dom does have 5 wins.
He's hand fighting, and he's up, and a knee, and a shot, and a knee, and a knee.
Needs to be wary of what he's doing with those fingers. Can't be putting them out like that. But again, that's bound to be a huge feather in the cap for Mzwandile getting back up like that. Will Dom choose to go for the takedown again, or will he stand and bang a little bit?
As you said, Phil, that was a huge confidence booster. Mzwandile now knows if he gets taken down, he can get back up and do what he would rather do, which is punch and kick.
Dom tried the high kick and paid for it a little bit, got clipped as he got up. There's that
was the spinning elbow
fist.
attack. We remember what happened the last time one of those landed. So do 10 million other people.
The big man wants to go viral, and he's mixing it up beautifully with the kicks. That's a big head kick. He's opening up right now on Dom.
Legs are about to go.
Tries to pop that elbow. And again, it's a relentless attack. Will he force the Dom into the takedown? And he's opened him up. This is huge. Has the tie clinch. Throws him to the ground. Kick to the body.
Fight
Huge
may be
strike.
almost over. Revan is watching carefully. Again, fighter health and safety is the greatest concern in Brave combat. Revan's watching carefully.
Mzwandile just picking
Oh,
his shots
shot
right now.
lands!
That's absolutely huge. Will he choose to attack the body? Can Dom get back to his feet? And he's turned his back a little bit. Big knees being landed. Ferdy Bassoon calling for more from his man.
Dom Schober still in this fight, almost made it up, went in for a single.
Needs to be wary. That looked like that knee was close to being landed on a downed opponent, but huge ground and pound being landed here by Mzwandile Hlongwa.
Huge props to the Dom for staying in this fight. That's an amount of pressure that very, very few human beings can withstand.
And he just passes that guard seamlessly, throws the legs to the side, maybe trying to set up look momentarily like he's trying to set up a Peruvian necktie, could be switching to a Darce. But he seems like he's just happy to land punches at will here.
I have to be honest, Phil, what Snakebone wants to do right now is back up, call his opponent up. His opponent is now compromised mentally. He's compromised physically. He wants to get this fight back up, and it looks like that's where we have it. Now, Snakebone, as you see, wants to make a little bit of distance, secure an underhook, and then reverse positions and get out of there. I believe we're going to be looking at, I believe the doctor is now going to check a cut over the eye of Dom Schober.
And that cut does look like it's just right above the eye and is leaking. But again, this could be, if the fight continues, this could be a positive for Dom, as it's giving him a little bit of time to get his senses back.
It is, ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, a cut can be very, very minor and look terrible. There can be a lot of blood there, but it can be literally of no medical significance, or it can be a tiny, tiny cut, but if it's in exactly the right spot over an important nerve, it can end the fight.
It looks like it's right on the eyelid, so it's not above the eye going down into it.
Same position,
And Dom Schober, of course he wants to continue fighting. That's the type of guy he is. And this is exactly what Dom wants to do. And as I said, that little reprieve might have been the best possible thing for Dom Schober. Lands a beautiful double leg, and from here, he goes to work in the dominant position.
Doesn't happen very often that getting your eye banged open is good for you, but thus far it has been for the Dom.
And I think right now we're seeing the game plan of Dom Schober. It may have been modified somewhat as the fights progress, but I think he will want to take Mzwandile down. He's trying to work on a guillotine here, but it's an awkward position. He's hooked up a leg. He's getting a little bit more torque on this.
He does have some pressure on the side of the neck. It's only on one side. At this point, it's a slow choke. It could even be a neck crank. It's not pleasant to be in, but it's not going to put the lights out yet. Snakebone has 44 seconds to remain in this fight, and he is now out of that guillotine choke attempt.
Dom now trying to free him off and perhaps land a big elbow. Can Mzwandile get back to his feet, or can Dom Schober change the tide of this fight with some nasty ground and pound?
Again, Mzwandile now has the underhook. He's on his elbow. He may switch to his hand. Then he's going to elevate his hips, and you're going to see his left leg sneak out from between there, and he'll be up to standing if possible.
But Dom Schober is an absolute dog when it comes to a fight. He'll be in there right to the very last second. Nice little short elbows being landed here by Dom.
Excellent round by both fighters. Both fighters had great moments in here. I think Snakebone took that 10-9, but as I said, I've spent a lot of time in South Africa. Huge respect for the Zulu people. Maybe I'm a little biased. What do you think, Phil?
I think it was an incredibly interesting round. You've seen Mzwandile open up with some huge strikes. He landed a massive shot that opens up a cut on the eye of Dom Schober. But then after that, Dom looked a little bit more re-energized, revitalized. I think you're going to see Dom come out in the second round, maybe try and set up the takedown with his hands, but I don't think he is going to want to spend too much time standing with Mzwandile.
Agreed 100%. I think he now has a clear path to victory in this fight,
Yeah.
and it is not standing and banging. I think he's going to trade a little bit, try and lure his opponent into overcommitting, level change, get in on those hips, try and get topside control, and bang his way to a victory.
If you're the head coach, Ferdy Bassoon of Mzwandile, you're going to be telling him to keep the base wide, use your movement, and be aware of the takedown, which I think is inevitable from Dom Schober.
It is indeed, and what you can do to shut that takedown, among other things, is to move in a circular fashion. If Snakebone moves straight forward behind those shots, I do believe he's going to get put on his back. He wants to play from the outside a little bit and circle. We're going to find out in just a second whether he does so. And there he is. He's circling away from his opponent now, keeping at distance.
Dom does have a little bit of professional boxing experience, so he'll be trying to cut the Brave Arena off and create angles for himself to get in on that takedown. Big kick landed on the arms by Mzwandile.
Woo!
Those front kicks are so dangerous.
Kyokushin Mai Gary from the South African fighter.
See Dom, I think he just looks like he's biding his time, trying to set something up here. Big swing from Mzwandile. Interestingly, Dom choosing to stand. Obviously has confidence in his hands, trying to land that big right. Nice movement from Mzwandile. That's a huge kick, but reply from Dom. I would like to see Dom use his strikes to pressure Mzwandile against the cage and then try and score a takedown from there. As we know, it's so much harder to score a takedown when you're out in the open of the cage.
Mzwandile is choosing his shots carefully now. He's trying to throw the shots from the outside far enough away so he doesn't get taken down to the ground where he does not want to be.
As you say, there's that circular lateral movement being implemented by Mzwandile. And he's landing big kicks to the body, and that's almost like if you're playing it like Street Fighter or something like that, it depletes the energy bar. And the energy bar. Oh, spinning elbow! That is huge from Mzwandile.
Nobody does it better.
And now he marches forward. Big knee. Could we be seeing the beginning of the end? There's the takedown from Dom Schober. Trying to control Mzwandile, and this fight is living up to expectations.
Mzwandile has to watch this neck.
This is turning into a blood and guts kind of war. Dom trying to implement that Dagestani handcuff, get a hand free and land strikes.
As I've said, Phil, positionally, one of the most dangerous points in mixed martial arts is when you're on the bottom against the cage, your opponent's on top, and you try to stand. There's a huge chance of you getting your back taken at that point.
Halfway point of the second round. This is exactly where Dom Schober wants to be. This is where he can implement his game. Smash down with elbows, but for Mzwandile on the bottom, he needs to get himself against the cage, post an arm, get back up to his feet. He cannot lay prone in this position, Carrick.
He cannot. He needs to take his right arm, reach under his opponent's arm. It's called an underhook. Pull the opponent down, try and control the opponent. He's looking for it now. Then he'll get in his elbow, then his hand. He'll elevate the hips, and that leg that you see sneaking out from between his opponent's legs will post and he'll be up. This is not where he wants to be right now.
Beautiful spinning elbow attack from Mzwandile, but Dom Schober, you have to give him credit for taking that, reverting to type, scoring the takedown, showing just how tough and durable the Austrian is.
This is mixed martial arts. This is physical chess. If you lose in one regard, you just take the game to a new level, to a new place.
Dom just forcing that forearm into the throat, almost like a gi paper cutter type submission. Mzwandile trying to dig in for the underhook. You can see him trying to get in there and perhaps showing a little bit of the relative inexperience in the MMA grappling side of things.
And it's not just an experience. South Africa, of course, had a terrible time with the COVID-19 global pandemic. He has not been able to spend the time in the gym that he wants to. Phil, we see somebody bleeding badly.
He is wearing a crimson mask right now.
Phil, I believe that was an elbow from bottom. How much does Mzwandile Snakebone Hlongwa like to strike? So much that when he's taking punishment from bottom, he still throws an elbow, as you see right there, and I do believe it had devastating consequences.
Dom is losing a lot of blood right now. It'll be interesting to see if this fight gets to the end of the second round, if that's cleaned up. Will he be allowed to continue? We know he wants to continue, but right now he is leaking like a badly installed kitchen tap.
Mzwandile on his back, needs to be on his side. From his back, though, he is landing strikes, and as we saw, at least one of them had some terribly effective consequences. There it is. That's the moment he's been waiting for. He's in on the single. He's not trying to reverse. He's trying to stand up. As he stands up, he's got to keep that head vertical or he can get caught in a guillotine. 10 seconds now.
10 seconds left, as you said. With both these men slippery, it could be advantageous for Dom to try and snap on the likes of a guillotine. Doesn't have enough time to do it, but look at the amount of blood covering the Brave Arena. We thought that this was going to be a blood and guts type of war, and we are 100% correct.
Phil, we do see the doctor coming in to attend to the fighter.
How much does Dom Schober have left? He's taken some serious punishment. He's lost a lot of blood.
In terms of his heart, Phil, Dom Schober is 100% in here. What it comes down to at this moment is fighter health and safety. If the doctor believes that that cut could have long-term health consequences, this fight is over. And this fight is over!
Oh!
Mzwandile Snakebone Hlongwa is the winner!
Absolutely huge win for Mzwandile Hlongwa against an incredibly tough, durable veteran in Dom Schober, who you have to give full credit to for hanging in. And if if you gave Dom the option, he would have continued into a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round.
Absolutely, he would have, Phil. This was a doctor's decision. It was made for fighter health and safety. It was the right thing to do. The fighter did not want to stop. The doctor did not want him to have long-term health consequences on his career, so the right decision was made.
And you can see it's a cut just below the the left eye of Dom Schober, and he's frustrated. He wants to continue to fight. This was not his decision. He did not quit. The fight was stopped by the cage side doctor. You can see the frustration on Dom Schober. He'll be back. He's a warrior. You're looking at a Zulu warrior right now in Mzwandile Hlongwa.
Phil making that moment all the more extraordinary. The fight-ending blow was landed from bottom half guard. Snakebone not happy with his performance. Great show of sportsmanship. Lifts his opponent's hands up. He was not happy with himself. He didn't like the way that fight ended up on bottom. Phil, no fighter wants the fight to end this way. You don't want the doctor to end it. You want to end it yourself.
But really, with a fighter like Dom Schober, he's the kind of guy you almost need to put his lights out to get him out of there. There's no quit in this man. A fantastic fight, fantastic performance from both men, and you can see just the nastiness of that cut. Let's throw it up to the roaring lion of Brave, Mr. Carlos Kramer, for the official decision.
All right, Brave Nation, what an incredible battle between these two elite warriors. This comes to an end when we have a doctor stoppage at the end of the second round. And your winner, out of the blue corner, from South Africa, Mzwandile Snakebone